Greetings, huntsmen and huntresses, and welcome back to RWBY-JPDE. Ooh, what the heck? This makes absolutely zero sense. Alright, you know guys, I'm actually trying to speak a little slower whenever I read because I've noticed I've been getting a little more tongue-tied as of late, so I'm going to try and speak slower and more concise. We've been facing Kiers all day, but always one at a time, with dilation between the different encounters and always out in the open, never as an ambush. May, you're the one who did research here. What the hell's going on? I can only hazard a guess, but I think it got to do with the hunting habits of the Nyx, which has never been researched, so that information doesn't really do us a lot of good. What about the fact that we haven't managed to find ourselves a single body or belonging so far? The Battleground has been wiped clean of any remnant of human presence, and considering no human has come here in a long time, what does a Grimm want with a bunch of bodies and sending its minions to die one by one? Simple. It's strategy. She's getting a feel for us, and obviously she's probably using the bodies for something. Maybe some kind of form of necromancy with I think they're called specters. You know, those Grimm that possess like stone and inanimate objects. Maybe they can also do it to a corpse as well. Who knows? I do have a theory about that, but it doesn't make sense if I go by what May said about Grimm. Partner, how's it looking on your end? Look, here either, Kenshi. And if there were some bodies at the bottom of the rift, it's kind of too deep to check. Incredible. The aura and dust concentration here is so strong, and the walls of Vetrify. Yeah. Are what? Oh, hold on, guys. Let me back up a second. Boop. I didn't do that on purpose, guys. Hold on. Okay. There. Okay, let's try again. Back up. Oh. Vetrified. Also, Penny kind of went nerdy on us the moment we arrived here. Oh, sorry. It's so interesting. Aw. Alright, I'll be honest, if you hate Penny in RWBY, then you clearly are not a good person. Like, she does not deserve any hate that anyone can even give her. Her bringing back in canon RWBY was definitely the best thing that happened, one of the best things that happened. Along with finally introducing us to some of Jean's family, like Saffron, Terra, and Adrian. Despite the length and depth of it, the shape and cleanness, it does look like this was made from a single stroke of a blade. It makes you wonder just what kind of weapon did it. And what about you, Professor Peach? Professor Peach, are you there? There's ruins of an ancient fortification on the Vacuo side of the border. Have you seen them, students? Affirmative. According to my database, they predate even the Battle of Vadronum. Is there something about them, Professor Peach? Maybe. Remember that I'm here to evaluate you and not to lead you. Right. Speaking of which, we should probably start getting back to the camp. It's only an hour before sundown. Good call, Miss Ivory. Also, no cafeteria here. Someone has to start cooking. Not it. You girls suck. Well, that's immature. I thought Jack would have loved to do it, because after all, she did say that she does enjoy cooking. Maybe cooking's actually decent. After all, she did blast her pork pancakes with cinnamon. Be forewarned. I'm not exactly a good cook. Oh, that's great. Excuse me? That'll teach them to not hit people without consulting them first. You're a strange man, Kenji Daigabias. Well, I wouldn't exactly call myself a man yet. So you admit you're weird? Oh, absolutely. Well, this is going to take a while yet. So, how come you're not a team leader? You're not team leader? Excuse me? I could understand from your earlier conversation that you're falling out of favour with your partner. Still, I remember that when she was out of commission, she made you acting leader, and now she wants you to earn that back by being a leader, so... Well, I can make a list. I can make you a list. First of all, it was Ozpin who decided for us. Apparently, he decided names and leaders for every team. So that's how it works in Beacon. Also, I'm way less experienced than her. Prone to becoming emotional, put myself in dangerous situations multiple times, calculated as they may have been, except for the one which caused... that one time which also caused Jack to not trust me anymore. And finally, it feels so weird having to constantly give orders to Jack, who's pretty much my better in every possible way. I'm content just being the second in command and coming up with some good plans every now and then. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess that they're not always good plans. Not that. Stop putting yourself down for a moment. There, I get it. You're in penance mode. And I may be biased, but there's one thing you have that Jack lacks, and to me that makes all the difference. I'd rather have you as a leader than her. Oh, that's crazy. You don't really know me that well. True, but remember what we were talking about earlier this morning? You said something about changing context. I reacted with irritation because I was thinking of June. She too wanted things to change, but she died without even achieving that, and she was just the best. But then I thought back about what you were talking about last night, and removing obstacles, and how it's only even being people who stood in your way, not Grim. I'll be honest, that sounds like Nagamo Hajime from Orifueta, from Complete the World's Strongest. Like, removing obstacles that get in your way. Like, those who get in my way are my enemy, and I kill my enemies. Pretty good anime if you're into an edgelord protagonist who wields revolver handguns and looks like the rebel leader from Akanega Kill. I can't remember her name because I've never watched the anime because it's a bit too bloody for my taste, even though I do love Berserk. I did say that, didn't I? That's what makes me like you more as a leader than Jack. I feel like you can go to extremes if need be. Jack can go to extremes too if needed. Not if the same way as you could. Yeah, that's true, because I feel like Kenshi would probably go pretty far just to get a point across, I feel like. Kenshi, oh my god, there was a terrorist attack in Vale! There was a what? You sure you should be up and about? We can talk later. Kenshi, I'm the one who called you, and I'm not up and about. I'm confined to a bed. If it makes you feel better, I still feel like a train ran over me, which is kind of true. Oh, hold on, guys. Okay, there we go. I guess I just wanted to hear your voice. Slamming a train chock full of dust into a closed track. What kind of maniac thinks of something like that? Cinder or Adentorus, pick your poison. The White Fang, that too. I mean, We've been dealing with them for a while now, but I never thought they could be so... You know that if you had told us, we could have helped you, right? You helped us. Unlike you, we have no intention of walking into the mouth of the Beowulf. This was such a surprise for you as it was for us. Biggest issue we had run into so far had been Torchwick piloting a stolen Atlas mech. Ugh, I can't believe I lost his little pet. Uh-oh. Also, that's definitely something that people like to bring up in many fanfics about the whole stolen Atlas Paladin. You know, like the whole fact that they actually went through a populated area and used moving cars as obstacles. That is definitely something you should not do. That could get people killed or worse. Torchwick? What do you mean by his little pet? Roman Torchwick is the crime boss who's been collaborating with the White Fang, and his little pet is this goddamned tricolored girl who I met on the train, and what did she do? Oh god damn it! Those are the people Neo and Mr. Torchwick are involved with? No wonder, but what did Neo do to Yang? She absolutely wiped the floor with me, Kenshi. Oh. Yang lost? I've never, ever lost to another person in one-on-one fight in my entire life, but this ice cream coded girl, I couldn't even touch her. I could protect anyone. I should get some rest. I'm sorry. How's it going on your end? It's more confounding than we thought, but I guess it's going well. Please look after yourself. I love you. I love you too. See you soon. Okay, so obviously Kenji's gonna have a talk with Neo. Extremes, right? That's not the kind I meant. Again, not the same way you would. I didn't mean to imply you would involve innocent people in a misguided sentiment of revenge. And yet you resent those innocent people, don't you? Yes, I resent their lack of awareness, their distance, but I can't blame them for it. I hate the Grimm. But again, Kenshi, if you know you could change things, make things better, and that's all that stood between you, and that was a single life, you're telling me you wouldn't take the shot? That's not a question I can answer in a vacuum. Most people would just say no, Kenshi. I'm not most people. My point exactly. I'll go check on the others. See what they've heard back from the others back in Beacon. Well, that was unexpected. I was actually expecting Kenshi to give Neo a call to ask her about this. Okay. Day 184, the day of the ambush. Oh, this is not good. What's going on? It's so empty. After what happened yesterday, it's not surprising. A lot of people got hurt. Some died. It could have been much worse though. If the Atlas robots hadn't been here, they would have had much harder time repelling the Grimm. I doubt that it's going to be any consolation. The biggest problem is people now are scared. Vale was supposed to be the most peaceful and secure of the 4 countries. The people here have realized it's not the case. They literally had a tunnel leading into the heart of the city that brought Grimm and terrorists to them. Well, at least now it's collapsed, but seriously, from what I heard from that big guy say, as we fought, this wasn't supposed to be the plan. Team RWBY basically forced their hands when they accidentally discovered the base of operations. I think it's supposed to happen at a later date. This has been a preparation for a while now, though, hasn't it? Yes, and Ozpin hasn't managed to prevent it. If there's any positive outcoming of this tragedy, It means it must have landed him in quite the hot water. Wow, you really hate him, don't you, Amber? But then again, I don't blame you. Ozpin's indecisiveness and lack of, thought has kind of made his war go on far longer than it should have. First of all, the alternative would have been to leave everything in the hands of someone external, a complete stranger. Second, Ozpin, how dare you? How dare you ask me to support you after what happened? People have died, Ozpin. James, no. I don't care about your theories. I don't care about your wisdom. I don't care about your justifications. People have died, Ozpin, which means you failed. I'm in charge of security for Vale and Beacon, and from now on, as appointed by the Kingdom's Council, you can accept that or not. I don't care. Just stay the hell out of my way. That man, why can't he understand? Because you don't give us a cause and try and do that, Ozpin. I understand that so far you've gotten used to people just trusting in your wisdom and charisma. That's obviously not good enough anymore. We get it. You think Salem is the greatest threat to the world, no matter what. But we need proof of that. We need a reason to believe that the other than your word. So, Ozpin, is there anything you can share with us that would convince us that your course of action has been justified? That putting on a hold reacting to any other threat that the world knows is worth opposing Salem? I'm pretty sure the boss is a far, bigger threat. He's technically considered a god. I thought so. What's with May? Seriously, she's been acting weird ever since Professor Peach made us open those letters. We had that discussion. The talk of extremes and me being leader, there's something I'm missing. Anyway, speaking of stuff missing, I think only one reason why we can't find any bodies or possessions. Alright, so let's mix up the teams a little. Partner, first I'd like to discuss something. Sure. Is this about the missing bodies? Or the strange behavior of the Keers? Actually, both. I have a theory for both. May? Yes? You said that your cousin came here to complete an heirloom collection mission regularly, correct? Yes, that's correct. Alright, that means that the change with the bodies has happened in the last 2 years. In that case, we have probably exclude human intervention. If no one wants to come here before, figures after a hunter bit it and discovered a new species of Grim in the process. So that only leaves the Grim. Yeah, and coupled with one by one march of suicidal Keers, that leaves me with only one possible explanation. That being Bait and Recon. Wow, even they're shocked. You couldn't possibly mean... That's exactly what I'm saying. But that's absurd. It's Grim. Grim can't plan. They can if they get old enough. This one obviously does. I don't think of any other possibility. This is the only one that makes sense. Once you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains, no matter how improbable, must be the truth. I'm glad to see you apply the scientific method, Mr. Digabeus. You mean that the Keers have gathered all the corpses from the Battleground and stuffed them somewhere? Yes, on orders from the Knicks. Well, maybe they're trophies. If I may, if they're trophies, why was everything left untouched until you? No, you couldn't mean... I'm sorry, main, but I think the Knicks learned just so much from your cousin as she did from the Knicks. She learned that humans may come for the corpses and their possessions. She learned what a hunter is, and she learned to fear humans. But to do anything like what you said, it means that the Knicks possesses human-like intelligence. Do you understand what you're implying here? Those suicidal Kiers, they were suicidal pawns to test us, to understand our skills. Why are we all just accepting this? They've never been intelligent Grimm before. True, but there's no recording of such species, but Grimm have expressed they existed just as long as humans have. And as we evolved, so did they, with new and more varied and more powerful species. A Grimm developed human-like intelligence is not a substantial impossibility, and with considering all the data we have at disposal right now, I can't help but agree with Kenshi. What should we do? A Grimm who makes bait, a Grimm who tests targets, but it's also a Grimm who can prepare the battlefield. I think I also know where the lair might be at this point, but we'll be running headfirst into a trap. Affirmative. It'd be suicidal to fall into her pace. So what do you think, partner? Huh? Why are you asking me? As a test, I've already made my decision, but I want to hear it from you. We need these points for the exam to not get expelled, to not get our team split up, but we should leave. What? A Grimm with human intelligence with a small army of underlings at his disposal, who has tested us and now knows how we fight, with bait and a trap prepared for us. Not even getting expelled is worth risking our lives. I won't. I will never let what happened in Peak's mines happen again. You're right. I agree. You can't. Sound judgment, everyone. I also agree. This mission is now officially out of our scope. But don't worry, there's still a solution for you to get your Who the hell cares about that? What about me? What about what I want? You owe me, remember? Yes, we do, but May, there's a limit. You said it yourself that this was a petty revenge. That's the entire reason why you couldn't tell your team about this, remember? And we only accepted because we thought we could do it safely. But the situation changed. It's not changed for me. June still hasn't been avenged. Mr. Dong, no. As I was about to say, this kind of information is valuable as discovering a completely new species of Grimm, on top of being worth enough points for our purpose, and tells us Grimm is unprecedented danger. Exactly. They're sure to send a task force to eliminate this special threat. Why wasn't the fact she was killed by my cousin enough of a warrant to erasing that monster off the face of Remnant? Oh god, what have we done? Why does no one care? June was May. June was the best. She was kind, fun. She could hit an ant from 1,000 paces. I have no idea how this thing ever managed to kill her. She was a great person and a great hunter. But when she died, no one cared. Only me. And now I'll never be able to do anything for her. You should probably give her some space, students. I'll call transport to go back tomorrow morning. Yes, Professor Peach. I feel so sorry for May and her cousin. I feel sorry for her too, but there's nothing we can do, and there's nothing she can do. Which is why she feels like this. She's never properly progressed the grief for her cousin's death, because everyone acted like it didn't matter when she died. And that's probably also why she doesn't want to be a hunter anymore, if no one cared if her awesome cousin lived or died. How can anyone care about her? Whew, that was heavy. Well guys, I'm going to end the video here. Like, comment, and subscribe to Jeff. And I'm out of here. See ya.